Oh my god. Yo, that opening, yo, that made Vincenzo look badass. Wow. Oh my god, he got scammed by a fake limo driver? Yo, how do you go from a badass opening to that? Yo, he's screaming in Italian, stupid Korea. Oh my god. Yo, the music is being cut off because the water is being cut off. It's so funny. Yo, you can see Yu-chan's face that he already doesn't trust him. Yo, that's Vincenzo's mafia ways that he's using. Yo, that tension between Yu-chan and Vincenzo. Oh man. Wow, that was just that was good. Oh my god, the first episode was so good. If I were to change anything, it'll be nothing. I am impressed and invest. I mean, everything in the first episode was just so good. I mean, we had a badass opening slash introduction of Vincenzo. We have a small introduction of Junu and what's her name again? Chaeyoung. We have we see a tension, just a bit though, but we know it's gonna develop even more. We see a little bit of tension between Yu-chan and Vincenzo. We see a funny introduction of our tenants living at the building. We see Vincenzo struggling a bit while he's living in South Korea, you know, with the shower scene and the pigeon scene and him saying, stupid Korea, once he got to South Korea, which is so hilarious. Seeing him make enemies, not only in Italy, but also in South Korea, using his lawyer slash mafia, oh man, I'm trying to find the right words. Using his mafia ways, but also his lawyer ways to intimidate other people. Usually it's just like the gang leaders, but seeing him use that, it really does increase the tension between him and Yu-chan. Yu-chan, he already doesn't trust him. And just seeing that last scene where he was threatening to throw the guy off the building, just looking at Yu-chan's face, you know, it's like, oh, okay, so I knew I couldn't trust this guy. Now I really can't trust this guy at all, you know? And also learning about Vincenzo's true intention of the building, obviously, is the gold. Since people are living in there, he's trying to buy it, and he says that he's gonna rebuild it. Obviously, he's not, but I think he will once he gets to know all of the people there. I think he will rebuild it. I kind of think once he gets the gold, he's gonna use that money to rebuild the building into a more comfortable and livable spot. I think so. That could be it. So at the beginning of the episode, we have a badass opening. So we see Vincenzo meeting this mafia guy after his boss was killed. I believe his boss was his dad. So he meets this mafia guy. He's trying to make a deal, but this mafia guy is being very disrespectful, saying uncivilized yellow. I'm like, damn. And calling him, and saying arigato. I mean, there's nothing wrong saying arigato, but if you say it to a Japanese person, that's fine. But if you say it to any other Asian person, it's like, come on now. That's really disrespectful. And they did a good job, you know, having this actor portray a disrespectful person. From my experience, just growing up as a kid, everyone thought I was Chinese and they thought that every Asian person was Chinese. But anyway, that's a different story. But anyway, yeah, so he was being very disrespectful. He was even threatening Vincenzo, and then Vincenzo was like, all right, that's it. But the plane that we saw flying around, it wasn't fertilizing the plants. It was actually pouring what I think is gasoline, and then Vincenzo with his lighter, whoop, whoosh, fire. And I'm like, yo, that's a badass opening, and it really shows how threatening Vincenzo can be. And now later that night, we see 3 goons coming into Vincenzo's room and trying to kill him. But then Vincenzo came out of what I think is the bathroom or his closet and killed them instead. And just seeing that scene, on top of seeing the opening scene, it really shows how threatening he can be, but also how powerful that he can be. But then the opening scene kind of went south after we saw him get scammed by a limo driver who him and his friend stole money and his watch from him. And I'm like, wait, how did you go from a badass opening scene showing this character as being a threatening character to him being scam? I mean, he was caught off guard. I mean, you can't really blame it on Vincenzo. I mean, but still, like you show him as so threatening to seeing him so vulnerable, but also funny. And that's what I love about this drama is the amount of funny and serious scenes in here. Like one thing doesn't overpower the other. That's the thing. And the way they did it in the first episode was just amazing. And then when he got to Gumga Plaza, we found out that there was gold under the building and he was trying to purchase the entire building and knock it down. And come to find out, there are people living in that building and he got a tour and we see some interesting people there. I mean, we see a scary girl playing the piano who turns out to be a very cute, scary girl playing the piano. We see a son getting beat up by his mom. Then we see a guy getting beat up by a girl who I think could be his sister or his wife or whoever. It wasn't really explained, but he got beat up. We see a fake Italian chef. Well, I mean, he is dressed up as like an Italian person. I don't know if it's like a stereotype thing, but I mean, but yeah, he is dressed up. He looks very threatening, but then we find out, yeah, he's a fake Italian chef. I want to talk about the tension between Yu-chan and Vincenzo. Like, Yu-chan already doesn't trust Vincenzo to begin with, and he's only saying, hey, I trust you only in front of the tenants, you know, just to build their confidence and so forth. But seeing that last scene where Vincenzo was threatening the guy to drop him off the building, you can see in Yu-chan's face that, man, I really can't trust this guy. Like, he already didn't trust him at all. But just seeing him do that, like his mafia ways, like, that tension is building and I cannot wait for it to be developed to the point where, I don't know, like these two are going head on pretty much. And with that last scene, it did start it off with Vincenzo trying to purchase the building, but the guy who represents that one company was, what they called again? Babil ENC. So the representative of that company was like, hey, I'm going to offer you this. But at first they denied and then they didn't want to look at the new offer. And then it ended off with threatening Vincenzo. And the way they threatened him was going after Yonggun and his family. He comes home, he finds out that his family is being held hostage and was forced to sell the building. And then I guess the gang leader of that, he comes to the building and then he gets into an altercation with Vincenzo. And then we have that last scene of him being threatened to be thrown off the building and then Yu-chan's face, you know, showing anger and whatnot. What I like about Yu-chan is that he is the type of character where he's like, I'm not buying in your BS. Whatever your true intentions are, you can go ahead and do it. Just don't hurt other people because I represent the people. And just having that character, it's obviously in a drama, it's always good to have two opposites, obviously. But yeah, like it creates a good story. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said at the beginning, I am invested and impressed. The first episode got me and I am hooked. Oh man, this was really good. Yo, I want to know your thoughts and opinions of this first episode because the first episode really got me hooked, especially the opening. The opening got me. Oh yeah, and there were also many funny scenes, again, like the shower scene. Like for the shower scene, music was playing and when the music got cut off because the water is getting cut off and then it's like, and then he said, oh, it's too hot. Oh, that was hilarious. And him trying to scare away the pigeon on the window, that was hilarious. Again, like with the amount of funny and serious scenes, like one doesn't overpower the other. It was a good amount. And the whole episode was just enjoyable. So again, that's it. If you guys like my review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.